Hello everyone, welcome back to the channel. Well, welcome back to those who have already been subscribed to the channel. If you're brand new, welcome to the channel. I'm JC, this is 2.5 Gamers UK, and for those who are returning, you know what time it is when I break out the ironing board. And once again, for those who are also new, you've read the title of the video. Yes, today I am going to be unboxing and giving you all my first impressions of the PlayStation Portal. Sony's answer to the Nintendo Switch / Nintendo Switch 2, but mainly to the Switch because it came out sort of between both those systems. And now, thanks to a most recent update, a way that you can actually play PS5 games on the go completely, so long as you have an internet connection, but we'll get into that a little bit later. As I say, for those of you returning, welcome back, great to have you here again, and for those brand new, stick around. In fact, all of you, stick around, get comfy, grab yourself a drink and a snack, and yeah, let's dive into this video where I will be talking about and showing you my brand new PlayStation Portal. Let's do this thing. Right, so, the PlayStation Portal, for those who don't know and have been living under a rock, is Sony's answer to the Nintendo Switch. Now, I can't remember exactly when it came out, I'll edit the date in on screen, but this thing came out literally in response to the Switch, and in response to the numerous handheld PCs, consoles, etc. I mean, I elaborate more on this in my Switch 2 review, a video that you should check out after this one, but Nintendo pioneered the idea of basically being able to play home console games on the go, and everyone jumped on the bandwagon and started copying them. It's like I've said it numerous times. Nintendo always have this idea or have an idea, and everyone comes along and says, hold my beer, we're going to copy it. And so this is Sony's copy to it. Now, this console's been out for a while, and I haven't really been too eager to get one until most recently, and I'll explain as to why as I open the thing, because obviously you guys want to see the unboxing and I'm not going to waste too much of your guys' time. I am going to use my scissors here just to delicately cut the tape so that I can get into this thing, but as I do so, yeah, I'm going to explain to you guys. So yeah, initially when Sony revealed this thing, despite me being a massive PlayStation fan, I'd honestly argue I'm more a PlayStation fan these days than a Nintendo fan, but I do love both, so yeah, when they first showed this thing off, I had my hopes for what I wanted it to be. Sony then revealed that it wasn't what I thought it was going to be, and I held off of getting one for a very long time. But then it got to a point where, I mean, I have other Sony handhelds. I have the PSP, I have the Vita, I pronounce it Vita. I know people are going to correct me in the comments, but I don't care. That's how I pronounce it. And so, yeah, and a lot of the times, I'm not going to lie, especially in more recent years, gaming on the go has been a massive thing for me. I'm hardly ever really at home because I'm always out trying to do things. So taking a handheld with me has always been my way of playing games. Now, the reason why I wasn't initially going to get this thing is because it wasn't originally completely a handheld. Now, I think it actually says it on the box. Yes, there it is, right there. So, it actually says remote player, right? And that's initially how Sony marketed this. It kind of was like they marketed it as like a Wii U gamepad, which the Wii U gamepad can't function without the Wii U. Well, in the same regard, the Portal couldn't function without a PlayStation. If you didn't have a PS5, it was basically, oh, that just popped out like that, that was quite aggressive. If you didn't have a PS5, the Portal was basically useless to you. You couldn't really use it without already having a PS5 for it to connect to. However, most recently, in the year of our Lord and Saviour 2025, that has now changed. Sony have now released an update that has actually enabled it so that the PlayStation Portal can function without a PS5. And This is all done via cloud streaming because, despite this being a handheld, it isn't technically entirely a console. It is a tablet that can stream games. Now, a lot of other companies have done this. Obviously, like I said, Nintendo brought out the Switch, and the Switch doesn't need internet connection. The Switch 2 also doesn't technically need internet connection, although Nintendo could still brick your Switch 2 whenever they want. That's a story that I talk about in my Switch 2 review. Again, check that out later. But other companies have also brought out streaming handhelds. So I believe Lenovo have a few. I know MSI have one. I think, in fact, Aaron has the MSI one. I can't remember what it's called. Once again, I'll have to edit on screen. But some companies, to respond to what Nintendo did, rather than bringing out proprietary handhelds, so that a machine that has everything inside it, graphics card, CPU, storage, etc., went down the streaming route. Sony did the same thing. When they released this console, they initially went down the streaming route. And actually, I can really tell just from as I'm holding the system, because it's very light. So here's the actual unit itself. My goodness, wow. I mean, Jesus. It's very long. Do you know what? It's a lot longer than I thought it was going to be. I thought it'd actually be a little bit shorter either side. But yeah, very, very, I wish you guys could feel it. But like, I mean, unless you've got your own one, then by all means, please pick it up and, you know, weigh it with me. But yeah, until YouTube figure out how to make it so that you guys can feel what I'm feeling, then unfortunately I can't really show you. You're just going to have to take my word for it. It's really light. And if you look as well, it's very, very flat. Very flat. Like, it's basically just a screen, a graphics card, a couple of internals, and that's it. There's no storage. There's nowhere to put storage. There's only a few little ports, like you've got a USB-C at the bottom for charging. You've got a headphone jack to plug in old headphones. You can't Bluetooth any other headphones to it. You actually have to use Sony's headphones if you want to use Bluetooth audio, which I think's a bit crap. I'm not going to lie. I think they could have done a bit of a better job with that. But other than that, there really isn't much to this thing because it is mainly a streaming machine. Now, when it first came out, like I said, you couldn't use this thing without PS5. What you'd have to do is you turn on your PS5, and I'm going to actually do that in a second with mine to test this thing out. But initially, you had to get a PS5, and this basically was meant to be like a remote player. And like I say, the best comparison I can give is like the Wii U gamepad. So if you had a PlayStation 5 somewhere in your house, say, for example, you live with your parents still, or you all just have a big shared living room, like wherever it is you live in, and you want to play your PS5, but someone wants to use the TV, much like what Nintendo advertised with the Wii U, where you could use the gamepad as a screen, it was the same with the Portal. Someone could come along, hey, I need the TV, no worries, I'll jump on my Portal, and you would stream your PS5 to your Portal. But like I say, as of this year, that has now changed. Sony have now changed this so it can stream games from the cloud, so long as you have a PlayStation Plus premium subscription. So this is the thing. There's 3 PlayStation Plus subscriptions. Essential, which gets you barely anything, which is what the old PS Plus used to be. You've got Extra, which is now the equivalent of Game Pass on Xbox. And then you've got Premium. Now, Premium gives you access to streaming your PlayStation to any device, but primarily, if you want the bells and whistles of a PS5, you want to stream it to this device, because already you can tell just by looking at the design. And once again, to anyone returning, I always edit in close-ups, and to anyone new as well, I always edit in close-ups, so you guys are going to get to see up close and personal. But if you already just look at the design here, you can see very much that, I mean, it's very blatantly obvious that Sony said to Nintendo, hey, can we copy your homework and change it slightly? They have literally taken the DualSense controller, split it in half, and then whacked a 1080p screen in the middle. Right, and that's the thing, I believe this is 1080p because all the specs I googled online say it's 1080p, and I'm pretty sure it says as much on the back of the box. But again, other than that, and maybe a CPU and a graphics card, that's all there really is to this system. Because again, it's not really a console, it is mainly just a tablet built to stream your PS5. Now, obviously, I will admit, the box is quite nice. It has some nice internals to it. We obviously got to rate that. The charger, for whatever reason, has been put in this little tiny sleeve thing. And by the looks of it, I don't think it actually has a plug. I think it's just the cable. Yeah. Oh, wow. Yeah. It is literally just so. They give you a USB-C. They obviously put a protector on the screen, of course, to make sure that stays okay. But there's no actual plug for this thing. So you best have a plug that's got a USB-C end on it. I mean, those are pretty common nowadays. But if you don't have one of those, you're out of luck. You're going to be looking for an outlet. Or I guess, if you don't have one of those and have a PS5, you could also use your PS5 to charge it. I mean, that's always an option. And as I say, the USB-C just goes right nice into there for charging. So yeah, that's pretty much it. This thing is basically just a streaming machine. There's not much else with it. I mean, there's not even a manual with it, but nowadays, with how easy it is to Google anything online, you can just Google how to use this thing, which I'm actually quite surprised by and a little bit disappointed by, because you'd think there'd at least be a pamphlet. In fact, on the screen protector, I'm now noticing, oh no, I've stuck it to my box, which I don't want that to happen because I want to keep my box mint for display. On the screen protector that came on the console, your little instructions are push button and thing turn on. So, very straightforward. Well, you know what? Let's do just that. Let's fire up this bad boy. And as I say, I will edit in close-ups so you guys can see. Right now, you're just going to see or hear me reacting to turning this thing on. Let's see if it even powers. Okay, there we go. I was going to say, let's see if it even powers on. Hopefully it's got charged, but thankfully it does. Powering on right now. And yeah, I'm just going to talk to you guys as I have a little go of this thing. Because like I say, this is not only an unboxing, it's the first impressions. We do two styles of unboxings on this channel, and I'm explaining this to anyone who's new. Harry's style tends to be no commentary. My style is more commentary. So let me know down below which style you prefer, because I'm always curious. Oh, okay. So it's just fired up and it's now getting me to do the setup. You know what? This screen is actually really nice. I'm not going to lie. I'm actually impressed with this screen. I don't think it's OLED. No, in fact, I'm pretty sure it's not, because I think a lot of people would have praised this a lot more if it was an OLED. Like the DualSense, it has a built-in microphone, because I actually just noticed here, you've got the mute button for the microphone and it's already lit up, which the DualSense controller does the exact same thing. So this is actually crazy, because much like the Switch 2, which Nintendo added this to the Switch 2 much later, because the Switch 1 doesn't have this, it has a built-in microphone. So if you're playing online, you don't even need a headset. You can just chat with the Portal like this. Right, so it's asking me to do the setup now. Obviously, I want to pick English. The speakers sound pretty good. There we go. Let's turn those up. Oh! Do you know what? I love when handhelds have an initial boot up sort of music that plays, and of course the Portal has that. Give that a listen. Right. Now I am going to have to do quite a lot of editing, but do bear with me as I set up my Wi-Fi. I do also believe that the screen is touchscreen. Let's just test that real quick. Yep, it's touchscreen. Awesome. We love to see it. Oh, it's asking me for my Wi-Fi password. Now this is the thing, like I said, because this is a streaming machine, you need internet to play this, and this is one of the reasons why I held off getting this thing for so long. Because as much as I love that it is technically now a PlayStation 5 handheld, the one disadvantage that it has, I mean, typically, if I'm playing handhelds, I am going somewhere with a Wi-Fi connection. However, I will always argue, and anyone can disagree with me in the comments, please, feel free to. I'd love to see your comments of what you think of this, but this is my opinion. I always think that streaming machines aren't true handhelds, because for me, a real handheld... So when you say to me, for example, let me elaborate a bit better. But when you say to me, for example, I'm playing on a handheld, I immediately think of DS, Game Boy, again, Switch, like PSP, Vita. Now, what do all those systems have in common? You don't need internet to play them. If your Wi-Fi was to go down, if you wanted to go to the park, if you wanted to play on the train, you technically can, because they don't need internet to play. Unfortunately, with the Portal, because it is a streaming machine, you need internet to play. So for me personally, I don't see that as being a true handheld. But that's just me though. Like, you're welcome to disagree with me. And like I say, that initially, that plus the fact that you could only play the thing with a PS5, like it could only stream your native PS5 to the Portal, those were the two reasons why I didn't get one. Like I say, now that's all changed. Now you can stream it from anywhere. Again, still need internet. You can't just download the games. You can't download the games at all because there's no storage. But at least now you can stream the console. Well, you can stream this as a console and you don't even need a PS5 now, which I think it's about time, really. I mean, like I say, I can't remember exactly how long this thing's been out. I know that that's now a recent feature. Do bear with me though, as I say, it's asking me for my Wi-Fi password, so I will cut to, and again, edit, while I quickly set up the Wi-Fi on this thing, so BRB. Hey, how's it going? Look, I already appreciate you guys taking time out of your day to watch one of our amazing videos, whichever video that may be, but I just quickly want to take a moment of your guys' time to talk about a brand that we have decided to partner with on this very channel right here, and that's these guys over at Dubby Energy. Now look, I'm not going to sit here and pretend you guys don't know who Dubby is. I'm sure you've seen their logo floating around on the internet, on various social medias, but I just want to let you guys know that we, here at 2.5 Gamers UK, have officially partnered with these guys to bring you their amazing line of products for simply 10% off. That's right, if you want to try any of their amazing drinks, clothes, they do a bunch of amazing products, check it out on their website. But if you want to get 10% off of any of these, literally just use our link down in the description or use code 2.5 at checkout. I'm going to put the spelling on screen, it's in all caps, 2.5, once again spelling on screen, to get any of their amazing products 10% off. And I'm not going to lie to you guys, since we've been partnered with them, I found myself loving their stuff as well. Literally, I've been drinking their energy drinks, which you can get in powdered form that you can then mix with water to make an energy drink, or you can get it ready made and just simply shipped to your address. But literally, since we've been partnered with them, I've been really enjoying them. I've been drinking it whilst I've been at work, whilst I've been gaming, whilst I've been at the gym. I found myself really loving their stuff, and super grateful that they have partnered with us here at 2.5 Gamers UK to give you their amazing line of stuff for simply 10% off. So once again, take advantage of that. Use our link in the description or code 2.5 at checkout. Have a browse, get any of their amazing products, and I tell you what, whatever you decide to get from them since you've seen this video, let me know in the comments down below. I really want to know what you guys choose to get from Dubby, and if it's through us using our code or our link, then yeah, let me know. I really would love to see it. But either way, that's going to be it from me here. I'll let you guys get back to whatever video you've decided to watch here on our channel. Really appreciate you guys, and really appreciate Dubby for partnering with us and working with us and providing us with some amazing stuff. So yeah, thank you so much. Back to the video. Okay folks, well, sorry for the wait, although I guess you won't really have to wait long because I can edit that part out, but I have now basically gone through the whole process of setting this thing up. I'm not gonna lie, something that's let me down a little bit with the portal, and it's really weird, I don't know why it does this. So obviously, like I said earlier, this thing's been out for a while, so there's been several updates to the system. Now normally, even if you buy a system late into its life cycle, you normally typically just download one big update and it will give you basically the latest version, give you all the updates, right? For whatever reason, the portal doesn't do that. It downloads all the updates individually, so I basically had to wait to download an update, wait for the update to install, then I'd have to wait for the next update, download that, wait for that to install. It was really annoying, really tedious. That's the one negative I'm going to give the portal so far. As I say, this is a first impressions, and I will be doing a deep dive breakdown. Well, basically I will be doing a review of this thing, because I'm not being funny. Again, I've reviewed the Switch 2. The whole idea is I want to review all these handhelds, especially in this era where we've got so many gaming handhelds coming out. Like, eventually I'd love to get my hands on the Asus ROG to play with that as like a portable Xbox. But yeah, so yeah, I'm going to review this thing at some point. In fact, let me know down in the comments below if you guys want to see that video, if you guys want to see me review this thing. As I say, I'm most likely going to do it anyway, but I'd love to just know if anyone else would be behind that project, that idea, because it's coming to the channel at some point. But anyway, I downloaded all the updates, which, like I say, was an absolute ball ache because I had to download them all one by one for some stupid reason. Then there was an update for the actual controllers, because obviously controllers have separate updates now to the consoles to make them perform better. And like I say, this does have all the bells and whistles of a PS5 controller. I've actually got my PS5 controller here because I've turned on my PS5 for the next part of the setup process, which is going to be pairing the console to the PS5. And again, obviously I'll do close-up shots, but look, it is literally if someone took a DualSense controller and just slapped a screen in the middle. So right, I've got my PS5 on. It's now asking me to pair to it, so we're going to do that now. I believe I should get a little thing appear on my... Oh, okay, so now I need to actually go into my PS5 settings and allow for the portal. So I'm just going to do that real quick. Once again, this video is going to have a lot of editing, but in the meantime, I'll obviously show you guys some gameplay and bits on screen. So going to settings, system, then remote play. And then it's saying I've got... Okay, first I've got to enable it because I didn't even enable it. I was asking me to... Oh, okay. Oh, there we go. It's paired. All right, sweet. Awesome. So I've paired that all up now. It's saying that I'm paired to my PS5. It's recognised something. Oh, now it's giving me the tutorial on how the menus work. There we go. And then, oh, okay. So what I was talking about earlier, the brand new update, it's asking if I want to upgrade my subscription to PlayStation Plus Premium, so that I can stream games from the cloud anywhere, so long as I have internet. But at the minute, because I haven't upgraded my subscription yet, the only way I can play this is the way that it was originally released, which is to basically remote play my PS5. So if I press next and just skip through all this other stuff, right, it's saying I'm all ready to go. I will admit, the UI, again, is immaculate, and the screen, once again, it's not OLED, it's LCD, but the screen is really cool. Look at that UI. I actually really like that UI, that's sick. And I like the little Portal aesthetic that they've gone for. Right, so let's connect to my PS5. Oh, hang on. There we go. Okay, that took longer than I thought it would. Oh, what? Can't log on to your PS5. What? Why? Okay, hang on. Maybe it's because I have it on at the same time. There we go. Okay, finally. Right, so, oh my God. So first two negative first impressions. Setting up the thing with the update was a bit of a nightmare, and now pairing it to my actual PS5 is a nightmare, but there's my home menu. I can actually see my home menu, and as I'm navigating it on the PS Portal, it's also navigating on the PS5. Now, I'm not noticing any input delays yet so far on the menu. That's actually, again, you can use this as a controller. Like, you can literally, like the Wii U, just sit here and use it as a gamepad. But, okay, let's quickly test out a game. So I'm going to quickly fire up some Spider-Man, and I'm going to try that out. Obviously, you can see in the corner where my TV is, but like I say, I'll edit in some footage of me playing on the Portal itself. But I really just want to see how this thing runs. Again, so far, the setup process has been a bit of a nightmare, so I actually do wish that in that regard, the system done a little bit better. That's going to be the first little negative. But as I say, a proper breakdown will come when I do the review. Right, so let's play a bit of Spider-Man. Load up my New Game Plus save, and we're just going to mess around a little bit. And as I say, as I'm talking while I'm messing around with it, I'll edit in me playing, and I'll edit in other examples. Okay, oh, I mean, visually, that is quite nice. And again, the latency, I'm not noticing. Okay, there is a little bit of it. There is a little bit. In fact, let me actually look at what I'm doing. So I'm going to look both ways here. I'm going to look at my TV as well as on the Portal. So when I'm pressing buttons and I'm looking at my TV, it's actually more, it feels kind of more responsive than on the Portal. And I'm not going to lie, you can notice a little bit of downscaling from 4K to 1080p, but that mainly manifests through text and through little UI elements. So like, for example, I just had a little pop-up come up saying crime, because in Spider-Man you get random crimes that pop out throughout the city, and the text is a little bit blurry and has a little bit of tearing. Again, sound is immaculate, like I'm not complaining about the sound. I will admit though, I am noticing now more the LCD, because the colours are a little bit washed. I mean, obviously, the only thing I can compare it to is how vibrant it looks on my TV, but my TV's 4K, whereas this is obviously, like I said, this is a 1080p screen. But so far, though, yeah, I actually will admit, like, I could see myself using this quite regular. As I say, there have been a few little hiccups here and there. The adaptive triggers work exactly as you think they would. Like I said, this is basically like a PS5 controller split in half. And put with a screen in the middle. Again, latency isn't too obvious. I also think that depends on your Wi-Fi signal, because obviously I'm streaming my PS5 and both devices are connected to my Wi-Fi, and my Wi-Fi is pretty good. I mean, I obviously use wired when I stream, but yeah, like, so far it is very usable here at home. Like I say, the real test, because where this is marketed as a handheld, when, again, in my honest opinion, if it's streaming the games and you need an internet connection, I don't see that as a true handheld, but you can disagree with me in the comments. The real test for me is going to be, like, I'm actually going to proper put this thing through its paces. I'm going to take it and use it in public Wi-Fi. I'm going to take it and use it basically everywhere I can. I'm going to hotspot it to my phone. I genuinely want to see just how portable the Portal really is. But so far, I will admit, I am impressed. Again, it is quite a nice screen. You do notice the little things here and there, like setting the system up. I was looking at it and I was going, wow, this is actually quite a cool screen. As I'm now playing the game, once again, I can only compare it to what I can see on my TV. And obviously on my TV, the game's running in 4K. It's very vibrant, very colourful. On the Portal, I do notice that you do lose a bit of that. But again, this is an LCD 1080p screen. And like I say, you do notice a bit of the tearing and the streaming side of things when you look at things like text. And once again, latency. I mean, that also depends on your signal. right now, I'm guessing because my signal's quite good, despite how much of a ball ache it was to set up, I'm not getting too much latency. But as I say, that will be something that I'm really going to test and push to the limit when I actually take this thing out and about and try it on the go. And like I say, let's see how really portable this thing is. But so far, first impressions, other than the hiccups we've had on this video, which I'm keeping all those in, the only parts I'm going to edit out are the slow parts where I've needed to do some actual setting up stuff. So far, I'm actually really impressed. Again, in comparison to other handheld systems, like for example my Switch 2, which actually off camera I did decide to grab. It's actually a little bit wider than the Switch 2. Again though, a lot lighter, because the Switch 2 is an actual proper console. It actually has storage, it actually has a lot of things built into it. Obviously it's got the detachable controllers and everything. The Portal does sit a little bit wider, but once again, it's also significantly lighter because there is not much of anything in this thing. So yeah, I mean, again, I'm looking forward to playing about with this thing. I'm definitely going to be using it to do a bit more trophy hunting, especially with my PlayStation games. As I say, I do love my trophy hunting. And the thing is like I say, for me personally, like I said, I've held off getting this thing for a very long time because initially you could only play it if you had a PS5 on hand. Now, with the new ability to upgrade your subscription to premium and be able to basically stream this thing from anywhere and everywhere, like I say, I will be putting that to the test. It's just something that, because like I said, I'm hardly ever at home as it is, because I'm always out busy doing stuff, whether it be working on channel stuff, working on brand stuff, etc., or just even at work for my actual job that I would like to hopefully not do and do this full time, which again, that will only happen with your guys' love and support. Yeah, I find myself more gaming on the go, and even then as well, it's also quite a good device. Like I said earlier, you can treat it like a Wii U in the sense of, if you know you're with your partner or you're still living at home with your parents and you share a TV, you know, you can still play some PlayStation 5 or even any home console games that are available to be streamed via the Portal. And again, for that reason as well, I see it as being really, really good. So like I say, yeah, that's going to be it for this unboxing / first impressions. As well, I really like the box and I'm definitely looking forward to adding that to the display, and it's always nice to add new bits to my collection. So I knew I was going to get one anyway. This is the thing, I always knew I was going to get one anyway. I just held off getting one for so long for the reasons I talked about earlier in the video. And as I say, stay tuned, because whether you want to see it or not, which obviously I really hope you do, and if you do want to see it, then you're going to want to be subscribed with notifications turned on so that you don't miss when that video comes out. But over the next few weeks, maybe a month or two, I'm going to push this thing to its limits. Like I say, I'm going to be using it with all kinds of different network servers, all kinds of different internet speeds, test how portable it really is, play a bunch of different games on it. Like, I'm thinking I'll probably, maybe not complete, but at least beat 1, 2, maybe 3 games, see how I get on with it, and then the review will come, and then I'll talk about that. As well as, I would love to do a video putting these two head to head with each other, because like I say, in my opinion, this is a true handheld, but the stuff Nintendo have and haven't done with this thing pissed me off, and it's why, well, to be fair, if you want to know about that, watch my Switch 2 review, and I'm going to see which one do I end up preferring. Am I going to end up preferring my Switch 2? Am I going to be more addicted to my Switch 2? Or am I going to be more addicted to my PlayStation Portal? As I say, right now, I kind of know which one I'd prefer, but I'll elaborate more on that in future content and in future videos, etc. So, yeah, again, stay tuned for that. Thank you all so much for tuning into this video. It was a bit messy, but like I say, I'll fix it with the powerful magic of editing, and I'll have a lot more stuff to show you guys, as well as go down in the description, because in the description, not only will you have other means of staying up to date for when these videos are going to come out, but as well, I also have my Instagram and my TikTok. I will be posting reels of me comparing this thing to my other handhelds. Let's not forget I have other PlayStation handhelds, and I'll be doing little comparisons here and there. So again, there's going to be loads of content within the next few weeks, months, even the next years of me messing around with this thing, as well as you can see all my other collections and things like that. But yeah, thank you all so much for tuning in. I won't take up any more of your guys' time, because I know I can ramble, and I do ramble a lot. So yeah, before I end up completely waffling and taking up any more of your guys' time, once again, thank you for tuning into this video. Please give it a big old thumbs up, and if you are brand new, subscribe to 2.5 Gamers UK for more content like streams, trophy hunting, Nintendo, PlayStation, whether it be the Portal, etc. So much content. And anyway, yeah, that's going to be it. You've been a wonderful audience. I appreciate you more than you could possibly understand. And until next time, you'll see me, and I'll see you in the next one. So take care.